Alright, welcome back to another episode of my ArkLostColony playthrough. Now, in the previous episode, I tried to take on this particular resource cache, which is a gamma. Although, I failed on that one significantly. All of my dinos kept running off too far, so I wasn't able to actually complete it, but I did see that there was another one that spawned over here. Now, I'd also like to try to get better creatures for the resource cache and the outpost. So I would like something kind of bigger and that can do a bit more damage. There is a level 150 Osidon just right over here. And let's see, where's... Alright, there he is. Now, I could try to knock this guy out and tame him, as there are quite a few smaller creatures that do spawn around here that he could probably pick up. I don't think he can pick up the Parasaur, but everything else over here he could probably pick up with his ball. I'm not sure about the Equus. I do know that the Doedic is possible, but I'm also not sure if I'm ready to try to take on an Osidon at this time. So instead, I think I'm either going to be looking for these guys, the Therazinos. I do have one high level already, which I was using for gathering, but I may see about finding some more and start breeding them up to get an army of them for the resource caches. My other options I'm thinking are probably going to be looking for a Spino, uh, like Spinos, let's see. Yeah, the list that I'm looking at is Spinos, Theres, Rex, Metagarmor, Dinosuchus, and Thalacolios. Now, I don't really want to go with the Rexes for this map because we do have the Osidon and their stats are pretty similar. So there are the Dinotheriums right over here. Although they have a rather unique taming method for them and you need beer for that. I have a little bit which I've gotten from the loot drops in the caves. Although I don't think I've got enough to be able to tame some good leveled ones. And I still have to actually study up on their different emotes to figure out like when you can actually approach them. I would like to get myself a good mana, that way I can actually get around a little bit easier while still being grounded, especially when it comes to traversing the city as it grounds all flyers. There is the Theres, which I've got one good level. As far as the stats on the Theory, it's right here. So the only good stat element is the weight at 44. So I could use better health and melee for sure. Then there is Thalacolios, which would be nice to have for their bleed. Although I haven't actually seen too many Thalacolios yet. And in addition to that, whenever it comes to the outpost, I believe it's going to be fine for the defense outpost. But then when it comes to the attack outpost, you end up getting bullied off of the Thalacolios because they're smaller creatures. So we do have a couple of Dinotheriums here. But I think the best one I could probably go with is Theres, as there are an abundance of them. I'm just looking for some good high levels. I would also like to come up here and check along this river in specific to see if I can find any good Spinos. As even though this map is not overly heavy with the water, I've always liked using Spinos because they're pretty decently strong, they're good mobility, they're all around not too bad. Looks like we had a bit of a lag spike here. Anyway, Spinos aren't too bad of a creature to have. So that's one of the ones I'm going to try looking for. But if I can't find any good Spinos, then I'll be looking into theories. So I'm going to fly up to right up here at this near this cave entrance along the northern part of this river, and I'll bring everyone back when I get up there. And I'm going to just fly down the river, back down this way, and see what I can find. Alright, I'm going to bring everyone back now, and I didn't find anything up along the river. I flew over right over here to where my new base location is going to be, and then I flew all the way up and back down. I didn't find anything for Spinos along the way, so I pulled out my gene scanner to use it to check. And according to this, there's a Spino somewhere here in the city, but as I've got kind of a low-end PC, my computer does not like me being in the city, so I've got very few frames right now. And I don't know what level the Spino is or where exactly it's located, but considering the fact that I've got such low frames here, and with it being in the city in the hostile environment, which that's a good example right there. I don't think I'll be going for any Spinos, so instead I'm going to head back over to my base and probably look around, see if I can find some theories, or maybe even a Manic armor. So I will bring everyone back whenever I find something. I might check the mountains up here, see if I can find a Manic armor. Ah, great. These guys got gliders and they're after me. Alright, I was following the gene scanner and looks like we got a Manic armor who's up here stuck. Let's see if I can line it up where I can see it's, or what level this one is. That is a 145. Alright, I don't know why the mana is just stuck like that, but I'm gonna take a shot and apparently miss, so I guess I'll have to get up there a little bit closer to it. Did that not count? Okay, that one counted. Now, hopefully there's actually nothing too dangerous below. I guess I should go down and check, make sure the area is kind of clear before I take that last shot, seeing as the mana is still bugged out. And I'll probably dropping somewhere around here. So let me just make sure there's nothing nearby, and looks like there's a theory over here. It's got the cloak trait. So let me take this guy out real quick. And speaking of this cloak trait, I believe it makes dinos like slightly invisible whenever they get below a certain health threshold. At least for your own dinos. I don't know about for the wild dinos. And also, I did find this, which is apart from the assorted traits. This one is a trait that you can apply to your weapons and armor and stuff. According to this, it's one that you can apply to melee, and it's a trait called Fearmonger, which I believe is like the UD's Fear Roar. So put that on a melee weapon, and you can basically Fear Roar anything you hit with a melee weapon. And looks like the mana is moving. So let me come down here and see if I can get this third shot. Those Dinotheriums over there might cause an issue. So I'll see if I can get this mana knocked out real quick. I just need one more shot. And I just need to line that up. I missed. And now I've got an owl. It would have been nice if the mana had stayed bugged out like it was, but I mean, it's to be expected. That'd be a good spot to knock the mana out if I can land my shot. Alright. So, the mana's out. Now I just need to find some mutton for it, which I do have a couple sheep back at base. So I'll probably fly that way, and actually, I could probably check the gene scanners. Alright, so it looks like we got an Ovis over here somewhere. It's actually apparently close by. Alright. Yep, right here. Well, talk about lucky. Although, crap. The bat doesn't harvest mutton from the sheep, so I'll have to find another one. So, looks like we got another one over in this direction. And this time around, I'll have to remember to actually hop off before harvesting it. And showing that we've got one nearby. Let's see, looks like in this direction. Although I am not seeing any Ovis over here currently. Alright, found a couple Ovis over here, right over by this little structure. My mana is just down there in the canyon, so it's not too far off. So, let me harvest this up, and I'll head back over to the mana. And with mutton, it shouldn't take too long for the mana to tame up. Now, I will still need to actually tame myself like an army of dinos for the resource caches. So I will probably be seeing if I can find theories as well, but then I'll be writing on the mana. Alright, here's the mana. Yeah, tucked away in this little corner, so it's not a terrible spot for the mana. And should only need 5 mutton according to the glass, so shouldn't take too long to tame this one up. Although, let me see if I do have enough blood. Yes, I do. Awesome. So I can also make one of the Singwin elixirs, and that'll speed it up just a little bit quicker. Alright, use that, so maybe one more bite from the mutton, and this mana should be tamed up. Alright, also let's take a look at the stats. So the only good one I'm seeing right here is his weight, although the melee ain't terrible at 28. So hopefully he gets some more melee whenever he teams up. Alright, and well, how about that? Looks like the mana did. 43 into melee, 43 into weight. The stamina and the health are pretty low though, so I might be seeing it if I can find and taming another one. Well, I'm gonna head back over to base and I'll bring everyone back whenever I get over there. Alright, back at base now and got my mana here. I do have a level 142 armor saddle that I picked up from one of the cave drops previously. So I know I'm going to want a good amount of stamina on the mana because I used quite a bit of it. I did get lucky enough to get 43 in melee. While it's not exceptional, it is still pretty decent. So I'm going to bump my stamina up a little bit. Probably get that I want to say at least 2.5, maybe closer to 3k. Uh, Health, probably around 10k, and then the rest of it's probably going to go into melee. But let's go take a look and see how well this mana does. As you can see right here, I don't have any points in the melee currently. So we've got a couple of mammoths over here. Looks like the breath attack is actually doing some pretty good damage here. Yeah, that didn't take long at all. So I did get debuffed from the Mammoth Roar, but let me hit this one. So I'm doing 104 base, which is pretty good. Now I believe that's actually better damage than I was getting, or about the same or better damage than what I was getting base on the Cryos. And got the Mana's Breath attack, which will freeze enemies. And it also does increase damage the closer they are. It's just a little bit annoying since whenever they get hit, it actually cancels it out. So what I'm probably going to do is look around the area, see if I can find some Theres as well. That way I can start breeding up Theres and probably use them for the resource caches. And maybe a few of the early on Gamma defense posts. I could try the Cryos again, because I do have that one cache over there. Although, I don't know if that'd be a good idea, seeing what actually came in on the later rounds. Oh, looks like we got something from the Nanos Ascended mod here. So, I've got the Nanos Ascended saddles and equipment mods added. And that gives these little items like this, which it will give me some little trinkets, like with this one here. I can put it in my offhand slot, and apparently this one here will generate crystal. There's also the saddle mod, which while killing creatures will give you a chance of getting the saddles. So, let me just put 1 point in. I was doing 104 previously. So, let's see. That's an Alpha Carno. I'll try to deal with that in a minute. Alright, so I only put 1 point in, and it just went up by 1. So, not a huge difference on it. I could try taking on this Carno, but with only 7k health, might be a bit rough, so let's see. Well, the health is actually dropping pretty quick, even from this distance. So I can just use the, come up, use the breath as much as I can, and then probably just run away, get my stamina back. Like now. Let's see if I can get up here and get my stamina back. So with the manas, they do burn through stamina quickly. So I'm actually going to want to try to go out and see if I can manage to find and tame up some more, especially with some better stamina. That way I can start breeding them. But I'll probably do that in between episodes. I was actually going to go out and look around for some theories on this episode as well. But we'll see how that goes, if I've got enough time for it after I kill this Carno. He's definitely running around. I'm actually surprised that the Carno's not coming after me just yet. But hey, I'll take this. Got a little baby Inky right there. So, uh, while the numbers on the mana's breath actually look like they're low, it ticks really quick. So it's actually doing quite a bit of damage all at once right here. Because we can see the health of this Alpha Carno draining pretty quick. And that's the main issue with the mana, is just the stamina. Although it is interesting that Alpha Carnos spawn right here, because like my base is just over there. So hopefully I don't have any issues with dealing with Alpha Carnos coming over to my base anytime. So yeah, I can just outpace the Carno just by backing up and breathing at it. Ever since these were released in Extinction, these have always been one of my favorite creatures. Probably not my top favorite, but definitely up there. Now, my favorite creatures before would probably have been the Basilisk and the Wyverns. Although with the new Aureliacs, I don't know. I'll have to see how it is, but that one may end up taking the place as my new top favorite creature. Alright, and the Carno's just about dead. Just a little bit longer. Oh, and I ran out of stamina. Let's see if I can finish him off before he gets to me. Out of stamina again, but it's low enough I can just attack it. So that get me quite a few levels here. I think I'll get this up to 3k. That's 10k, and then looks like the rest of it's going to go into melee right now. I'll see if that's going to be enough stamina. If not, I'll probably bump that up a little bit further. But let's see what my damage is looking like now. So it looks like I'm hitting around 30 something. It looks like 33 is the highest I was seeing there. So that's the biggest issue with the manas, is the breath attacks for it. Alright, I do need to be careful over here because there was that Osodon in the area, which I think was just right up here. Yeah, there he is. So I might try to come back and tame this. That's what I would like to do, but I don't know when I'll be able to do that. If you look at the off in the distance over there, I did try to tame a Thalcolio, but I wasn't able to get it. I don't know why it's still showing the dire bear over there, as I already tamed it and put it away. But I'm going to look around, see if I can find any fairies in the area. I believe they can spawn quite a bit around here, so I'll see what I can find. Alright, so I wasn't able to find any good level fairies nearby, so I'll probably have to go out looking around elsewhere for them. But I did want to show something else instead. Currently, I'm stuck with my skill tree, at least on the global side of it. And I will show the clip of that, because I did record a clip earlier on it. Alright, so I just got back from a loop run inside the caves where the cave drops. And the reason why is, I was checking to see if I could complete this objective. I need to loot 10 yellow supply crates, 3 red supply crates, and then craft 5 journeyman or better blueprints. However, these objectives are not available on this particular map. The yellow crate that I did find didn't count towards this yellow supply crates, and all the others I did find were only blue. Now, with this first one on the left, Apex Predator, there are no Basilisk, Giganotosaurus, Cargodontosaurus, Rock Elemental, or Tussiltusis that are found on Lost Colony. On the Shotgun Sheriff, I can do the 500 simple shotgun, and I can do 150,000 damage with the shotguns. However, this third one, the Kill 3 Wyverns don't spawn on Lost Colony. So, looking at this, I am full on stuck on the skill tree, and I'm only at 12 out of 25. So I don't know if there's any way to bypass this, or what I'm going to have to do. But this is honestly really irritating that they have something like this available with the game right now. Like, I can't loot any of the crates, because the crates that you find in the caves are not counted as supply crates, they are counted as city drops. There are none of the apex predators that are found on this map, and also there's no wyverns that are found on this map. And then for my Lost Colony objectives, this is what I've got right here. So I need to reroll 10 items or better, or with primitive quality or better at the workbench. And then again, need to reroll 5 items. Well, to be able to reroll anything at the workbench, I need red element. So to be able to get red element, I have to participate in the outpost, which I am not ready for at this stage in the game. Then we got the proto harvester over here. I need to harvest 500 meat from a proto species R, and after that 500 fish meat from proto species R. I have yet to test if this counts with the wild plants that you can find in the aberration zones, but I do not have access to a tech crop plot to be able to plant the species R seed that I've got to harvest either one of these. And then over here, provocation protocol, I need to kill 50 thralls, then achieve 50 thrall hostility stacks, and kill 1 neophyte. Well, I don't have a tame that's actually strong enough to handle killing the thralls currently, and in order to kill the neophyte, I would need a Carno or Thyla or something that can bleed. Otherwise, I would have to use my weapons. So I've stuck. This one here is probably going to be the best one I can do. At least the soonest one that I could do, because I need to go tame a Thyla, and I need to tame something that can actually kill the thralls with. But on this other one, I'm just full on stuck. And this is what I've got on my skill tree currently. I went down here, got the Wisp of Industry. That way I can work on building my new base. And then I was coming up this way to get Poison Specialist, so that I can get an extra 30% increased torpor for my weapons. As it stands right now, I am not able to get this for a good amount of time, because again, this one I can't do, and I'm not ready for this one yet. And I believe this one here is going to be the easier one compared to this, unless I can manage to get the meat from the wild plants, which I do not think is possible. Alright, now I did previously discover that it is actually possible to clear this objective from the wild plant species R that you find. You just need to find the R1, which gives the raw meat, and then for the raw fish meat you need to find the R2. So if I mark this one, you will see right here in front of me I have a plant species R2. So I'm going to use my theory here to harvest it. Now whenever I start harvesting this, I will get attacked. So you do want to have a good dino to be able to do this. But you can also see that I did manage to actually complete the objective. So I just need to clear all these guys out and I'll be good to go. Alright, now, so as we saw with those two clips, I am stuck on my global. I was able to complete the Lost Colony 5 out of 15, so I'm at episode 6 now. This one right here says raw metal, although this is actually a typo on their part. This is supposed to be raw meat. So I just need to collect another 500 raw meat, extract 10 wild creatures with the decoy, and then do 3 resource caches. So I will need to actually go out and get some creatures that I can use for those resource caches. Like I said, I'm going to see about going out and getting some theories and breeding them up in between episodes. So hopefully I can do that and manage to complete one of these. Although with this particular one, I still don't know what I'm going to be able to do with it. I think my only actual option is to go into the spawn commands and spawn one of these in, tame it, and then get rid of it. And out of these, I believe the easiest one is going to be the Giga. So I can spawn in a Giga, knock it out, tame it, and then as soon as it tames up, just destroy it right away. Just to get this one done with and get it off of here. The way you would actually be able to do these is by going to a different map, if you're on a map like this one that doesn't have them. Although I'm wanting to keep this one specifically for Lost Colony. Now, for that reason as well, if I go down into the engrams and go to the tetrams down here at the bottom, well, none of these tetrams are actually available from Lost Colony. The purpose of Lost Colony is you're supposed to actually have a character that already has the tetrams before you even come over here. That's the way it seems anyways. So without being able to go to another map and unlock these, basically I have no way to actually access the tech point, or the tetrams. Now, there is an option right here in the Vanilla with Sprinkles mod that is for engram auto unlock, as well as the tegram auto unlock. Well, as you can see right here, I've got the tegram auto unlocked set, and then I've got the level that it unlocks at 105, which is the current max level, aside from chibi levels, on the map. So I am at level 93 currently. I have a good 12 more levels to go, and then I would be able to actually start using the tech stuff. But I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that if you're doing the same thing and you're not able, or you're not wanting to swap to a different map, or if you're on a non-clustered Lost Colony map, it may be impossible for you to complete some of these global missions if you can't swap to a different map. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this just yet. The only option I can see so far is spawn one of these in, tame it, kill it, and then move on to the next one, just so that I'm not blocked by this entire thing. And then I've got these 3 over here. The crafting initiate, I need to do the outpost to be able to get the red element for these warbench options. I still don't have a tame strong enough to properly kill the thralls or a neophyte yet. And then also, I got the 3 resource caches. This one here is probably going to be the easiest one. I just have to figure out if I can get an army of theories to actually do these. So I'll probably try that. Maybe next episode we'll have to see how things go. Well, I believe that is going to be all for this episode. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch everyone next time. If you have any comments on what you think I should do, feel free to put them below, and I'll probably have already done what I said with spawning in the Giga, taming it, killing it. So if you think I shouldn't have done that, let me know in the comments below, and what you think I should have done instead. Because I'm blocked by this right now. Well, until next time, I'll catch everyone later.